All right, let's talk about trade deadline needs now for the NL West. I'm going to pivot over to the American League after this. We'll do the West, the Central, and save the best for last, the AL East. I've already done I've done NL East and NL Central. Those are in the description down below, so take a look at them. And then I'll obviously be moving towards my MLB trade deadline predictions, my final predictions. I did early ones about a month ago. They're in the video queue, but take a look at those, and then you'll see how they differ from the ones I'm going to be putting out. So, and if you like this stuff and you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. I don't want you to miss stuff because then I'm going to go live on trade deadline day for several hours, so you'll get everything live time as it comes in. All the details, the works. So let's talk about the NL West. I mean, let's start the Padres, who are surprisingly, going right after the Dodgers. And I don't think they're going to hesitate to make the moves that they need to make to fortify the team to get better. They could capitalize on the Dodgers losing Walker Buehler for quite a while. So, they're deep in the starting rotation, but they need, some help in other areas. And I've identified an outfield bat of some sort, catcher, and bullpen as the need for the Padres. And again, this is stuff researched and from several different sources, as well as listening to the teams acknowledge themselves what they need. So, but an outfield bat could be a lot. People that I think of right off the bat are Kevin Kiermaier from Tampa Bay. That could be an intriguing possibility for these guys. And don't be surprised if an Ian Happ or something like that ends up in San Diego too. Catching, I think the guy to look at is Wilson Contreras, whether it be him or going over to Houston. I think he's going to go to a playoff team. So I could see them going after him. They got Campusano, but they don't really have the answer at catcher right now. And Wilson Contreras could really, really put them over the top. And bullpen, they're deep in the starting rotation, but they could always use another bullpen arm. And I would love for them to take Joey Gallo and Aroldis Chapman from the Yankees, but I don't really see them as difference makers right now for the Padres, who want to go all the way. So, they could go after Josh Hader. They could go after David Bednar. They can go after Scott Barlow. There's a lot of intriguing possibilities, and they have the prospects and the capital to get this done. So I would not sleep on the Padres, but those to me are their needs. Now moving over to the Dodgers, to me, is starting pitching. Losing Walker Buehler until potentially September sucks. So I see them, in the mix for Frankie Montas and Luis Castillo, at the very least, those two. Maybe to a lesser degree, Tyler Mahle, or somewhere out of nowhere. I didn't expect them to get Max Scherzer last year, but they did. So those are the two prime targets, I think, for the starting rotation. And again, the Dodgers also have the stuff to get it deal done. So San Francisco Giants, I think catcher. I think the Joey Bart replacing Buster Posey in a short period of time hasn't worked out. He needs a little bit more development. And as much as I appreciate the number 2 overall prospect in baseball getting a call up, those are tough shoes to replace. Who's going to be Buster Posey's going to be a Hall of Famer, just stepping right in without any transition period. That's a really, really tough job to do. So expect the Giants to also be in the running for somebody like Wilson Contreras, or maybe even MJ Melendez, or somebody like that from the Royals. So that's because it's becoming a little bit of chaos over there in Kansas City with Salvador Perez and MJ Melendez. So you never really know what's going to happen. So I expect them to be in the hunt for a catcher. And Wilson Contreras is going to have no shortage of suitors coming after him. So the Cubs are going to get a nice return for him. So transitioning over to the Colorado Rockies, bullpen. Maybe even another starter. And guys that can induce ground balls, obviously with the thin air there. Minimizing the balls getting hit in the air and inducing more stuff to the ground would be an ideal situation. Again, a David Bednar, a Scott Barlow. Do the Colorado Rockies have what it takes to maybe, but it's no guarantee there. There really is no guarantee. And I can see guys like that going to a more contending team if they get moved. I could also see the Pirates building around a Bednar and an O'Neal Cruz and still moving Bryan Reynolds. So it could be another intriguing possibility to come out of nowhere and be traded. So there's a lot of things that can happen. It's going to be a pretty intriguing deadline. So I can't wait to fill you all in on the stuff that happens, especially the day of, which is August 2nd, by the way. Lastly, Arizona. I'm hearing a lot of chatter, too. I identified starting pitching and bullpen as their needs. I'm hearing chatter about them trading Bumgarner. I actually think adding a pitcher to Madison Bumgarner would be a good idea. Again, it could be Tyler Mahle, it could be one of these Castillo, it could be a Castillo, it could be a Montes, but I don't see those two guys being moved to a team that's not a contender. I see a contender probably overpaying for one of those guys. And so I could see a Tyler Mahle maybe, or somebody like that being moved to an Arizona to add just to what they have, and they're kind of up and coming team, but they're not in position to contend yet. It's gonna be very, very hard to contend in the NL West, regardless with these teams, these powerhouses at the top. So Arizona kind of tinkering, and I could also see them moving Ketel Marte. There are a couple teams that I think would be good fits for Marte, and they can get a pretty nice haul back. So, and they can also use some of that haul to maybe go get a different starter that nobody's thinking of. We just don't know, right? We don't know what's going to happen. But to me, those are the needs. I think that's where the NL West stands right now. Next up, I'm going to go to the AL West. So I don't want you to miss it. You know what to do if you don't want to. So, but, you know, and then we'll get to AL East and our Yankees at some point soon, next week. So, but happy 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy your day. Okay, and if any of the news pops out, you're going to get it here. But right now, the news, at least for the Yankees, is, to me, go get BRYAN Reynolds. Okay, and personally, before I go, if I'm going to make a package for BRYAN Reynolds, I'm giving up Jason Dominguez, probably Hayden Wesneski, Luis Medina, and probably an Everson Pereira. I think that'll get it done. And if you can expand it to get a David Bednar, I mean, you know, that's going to cost a boatload, but at the very least, BRYAN Reynolds, he solves their center fielder problem. He solves their leadoff hitter problem, and he's not a free agent until 2026. So that's the type of package that gets him 3.5 seasons of BRYAN Reynolds. And again, he agreed to a deal recently. He had his final year of pre-arb, which is this year, bought out, okay? And then they bought out his first year of arbitration, which is next year, 2023. And then he still has 2 more arb years, 2024 and 2025. So again, that's the type of package you give for a guy that's not a free agent until 2026. Is exactly what the Yankees need, and he is heating up. Okay, the metrics don't lie. So you guys let me know what you think one way or another. Talk to you later.